Hey everyone, it's me, Andrea Panzica, aka Miss Andrea. I'm a teaching artist with Kids Smart, and I'm back with another Art Apart video. Today we're going to write poems. Now, the kind of poem we're going to write is an improvisational poem. We're kind of going to let our mind wander, jump from thought to thought, feeling to image to memory. Anything that comes to our mind, we're going to write it down. So kind of like when we made these drawings a few weeks ago, we just kept our hand moving. We weren't pre-planning where it was going. We just went with it. And that's what we're going to do as we write poems today. Now, a lot of times when we write, I've noticed students think about their spelling, and if they're writing incomplete sentences, and if they're telling a story, or if they're making sense. We don't really want to do any of that right now. All we want to do is write. And later, if we want, we can go back and edit it and make it whatever we want. But for now, we don't want to really think too much. So, I'm going to improvise. What I like to do beforehand, because it can be kind of hard to look at just a blank page and not know what to do. I like to start off with some movement. For me, I dance to songs. Maybe I have a song or two stuck in my head. I just kind of dance around to them, whatever comes to my mind. I just kind of improv. You could go on a walk. You could do anything that is movement, that gets your heart going. And then I like to be still. Just sort of notice my breath. Any thoughts that I might have, I just kind of push those to the side. Just kind of trying to be still. So I like to do all three of these things. I go movement, stillness, writing. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do any of these if you don't want. You could do one but not the other. Totally up to you. But this is just what I like to do. Another thing I will say is that if you're maybe a little younger and you don't feel quite as confident in writing, you could draw in the same way of going from one thought or image to the next. Sort of like I did here. Okay, so now you're ready to write. What do you write anyway? Well, here's what I do sometimes. These are just some ideas. You could do none of them or all of them. Totally your call. You could quote song lyrics. You could quote from a movie. You could make a joke. All of that can go in your poem. You could write down an idea you have, a question, an old saying you've heard people say. You could include a phrase that you've heard in passing from people you didn't even know. A phrase that someone said to you or that you said to someone else. All of these things can go in your poem. You could describe maybe something in the room that you're in. What's the temperature like? What's the light look like right now in the room that you're in? You could describe a feeling in your body. Does your ankle itch? Put that in your poem. You could include dreams or memories, wishes, interests, obsessions. Is there something that you love to talk about? Put that in your poem. You could just start listing things that you see or that you like. And when all else fails, repeat something that you already said. Kind of like in a song, the chorus repeats over and over. You could just repeat the same thing over and over. So I'd like to share with you a poem part of a poem that I wrote using this process. What do you think about me? I don't care what you think unless you say about me. What are you saying about? I started to say great, and then I said cool. For you. Oh, say, can you see? That's the kind of nature I'd write a poem about. My poem rhymes with home. My poem mopped the floor today. My poem is about to watch the Emmys. I'll end it there. But I included song lyrics from Nirvana. I included a quote from Mean Girls. I included a quote from the poet Tommy Pico. And then I started repeating my poem blank, my poem blank. So that's just one thing. That's what I did. There's limitless possibilities here. It's just really great to kind of get your mind out on the paper, I think. So I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.